Today we're going to show how to install Mannington hardwood on a wall. It's always best work practice to acclimate your material. The wood, the adhesives, any underlayment, if you're using underlayment, should all be acclimated a minimum of 24 hours prior to the installation. Now, just like any other installation, before a job is started, prep work is critical, so we're going to do prep work. In this case, we removed the outlet covers and loosened up the outlets. Now, always check with local building codes. Prior to doing a wall installation, you may need a licensed electrician. There are also fire codes that may come into play. So always check with your local building codes prior to doing a wall installation. We're going to remove the baseboard and the quarter round. We'll use a knife to loosen up the caulk and then pry the quarter round and the baseboard from the wall. Once that's done, we're also going to cut the baseboard back using an oscillating cutter on the edge of the wall. This will allow us to slip the new wood all the way to the wall and end up with a nice clean look. Final part of our prep work is we're going to lightly sand the wall. In this case, we're going over a painted surface. We want to rough up that paint and make sure that we get a good bond with our adhesive. And we'll talk more about that in detail later. For wall installations, Mannington recommends our triple stick adhesive. It's a high strength polyurethane glue which is specifically designed for floors, walls, or stairs. What we have here, our product we're working with, is a 7-inch wide multiple length plank. So we got different lengths. The key is it's 7 inches wide. We want to make sure it's an exact 7 inches because we want to lay our planks out to where we don't end up with a skinny piece at the top of the wall. There's a couple different options when going over a sheetrock wall. The preferred method is a 3/8 CTX plywood, which will be glued and screwed to the studs, and then the Mannington hardwood can be installed directly over the plywood. In this case, we're going over a painted wall. We've already sanded it to rough up the paint to make sure we get good adhesion with our triple stick. We're also going to mark every stud and use a brad nail to fasten the hardwood directly to the studs. We're going to measure the height of the wall. We have 88.5 inches. 7 will go into 84 12 times. So we're going to have 12 full planks, and that's going to give us roughly a 4.5 inch plank up across the ceiling, which is fine. We don't want to end up with less than a half a plank. This means we can start with a full plank at the bottom of our installation. We start with the bottom row. We're going to snap a chalk line. We want to be able to see the chalk line, so you can see we have 7 1/4 all the way to the top of the tongue. We also don't want the wood sitting directly on this concrete floor, so we're going to raise it up another 1/8 of an inch. This means we're going to snap our chalk line at 7 3/8 to set our first row. Wood is a natural product that can have variation in color and grain. Therefore, it's important to work out of several cartons at a time, blending planks. We also recommend to keep a random stagger on the head seams for aesthetic purposes. And the stagger should be a minimum of 8 inches. In almost every case, a job is going to need some type of finish molding. This molding could be crown molding, could be quarter round, could be some type of cove. In this case, we're using one of our matching wood thresholds, and what we've done is just cut the overhang off of it, turn it into a piece of flat stock.